Alright, let me explain about noun clause and adjective clause. Noun clause. A noun clause is a dependent clause that takes the place of any noun in the sentence, whether they are subjects, objects, or subject complements. There are some functions of noun clauses. The first one is subject. Noun clauses can function as subjects of sentences. For example, why my pet turtle stares at me all day is beyond me. In this sentence, noun clause acts as a single subject of the independent clause. Number two is direct object. Noun clauses can also function as direct objects of the verb in the independent clause. For example, when my dog goes to doggy daycare, I do not know what he does, but he always has the best time. In this sentence, the noun clause what he does is acting as the direct object of the verb know. Number three is indirect object. Noun clauses can also act as indirect object of the verb in the independent clause. For example, she chose to photograph whomever was willing to pose for her. In this sentence, the direct object of the verb chose is the infinitive phrase to photograph. Just like a noun clause, this infinitive phrase is acting like the noun direct object. Therefore, the noun clause whomever was willing to pose for her is the indirect object of the same verb. The last is object of the preposition. Other times, noun clauses can act as the object of a preposition in the independent clause. For example, I like to keep schedule of when I have coming appointments. In this sentence, the noun clause when I have upcoming appointments is acting as the object of the preposition of. Now we come to adjective clause. An adjective clause is a dependent clause that modifies a noun or pronoun. It tells which one or what kind. Adjective clauses almost always come right after the nouns they modify. I have some examples. The first one is the book which is on the table is mine. In this sentence, the clause which is on the table is an adjective clause because it adds more information about the noun book. Second, the people who live in the house are my neighbors. The clause who live in the house is an adjective clause because it adds more information about the noun people. The last example, the car that I bought last year is very reliable. The clause that I bought last year is an adjective clause because it adds more information about the noun car. Next, I will explain about the difference between noun clause and adjective clause. A noun clause functions as a noun in a sentence. It can act as the subject, object, or complement of the verb. An adjective clause functions as an adjective in a sentence. It modifies a noun or pronoun. Thank you.